Conflict without drama. So conflict is an inevitable part of life because it turns out that we tend to want different things. We have different perspectives, different ideas, different ambitions, and they can't always be aligned. So we're going to come into conflict with other people. And we often talk about the need to avoid conflict. But that also means avoiding difficult issues, avoiding the truth, brushing stuff under the carpet. And that's not always the best way to deal with situations where we have conflicting interests. We actually want conflict. We want the constructive kind of conflict that will that's creative, that's generative, and that will take us to new places. What we don't want is the drama and the status games and the stress and anxiety, the kind of corrosive, harmful conflict that we often associate with the idea of conflict. And that's all drama. When we talk to each other, there's always going to be hidden agendas. But it's this unspoken stuff, the unexpressed thoughts and feelings that we have while we're talking that matters. The stuff that we talk about at the surface level isn't always the stuff that we actually care about. And what you need for that to actually come out into the open is a certain level of trust. And that all relates to the kind of culture and the kind of dynamics and in the relationship that you've built up. And that comes with time. It's a skill. It's something that needs to be nurtured and developed. Well, so what's the answer? Well, the answer is to instead of avoiding things, instead of brushing things under the carpet, to kind of lean into the tensions, explore the anxieties and the resistance, just as the tensions we have within ourselves. If they're repressed, we'll get ill. We'll have problems. It's the same with an organisation. It's useful to be able to understand and talk about the systemic causes of conflict. So how are the reward structures set up in the company that brings people into conflict, and what can be done with at the structural level? It's useful to give people tools like the drama triangle, and helping them understand sort of victim consciousness and how to break free of the drama triangle. It's always good to practice the art of awkward conversations. And there's a good book called Agile Conversations that gives you a framework and ideas in how to explore those. It's also about being careful with language, and there's a book called Non-Violent Communication, which is very useful for exploring the dynamics when people come into conflict and how to navigate them in a more constructive, generative way. So it's really dependent upon deciding that you want to have a culture that is a high trust culture, where messengers aren't shot. Messengers are encouraged. We're encouraged to expose reality so that reality can be dealt with and handled, rather than having it all come out in drama and all of the sort of unnecessary painful shenanigans that involves. So there you go, conflict without drama. Thank you. For workshops, coaching and other services to support software engineers in navigating the dark arts of communication, please see my website at humancentricengineering.com.